Alright guys, welcome to the channel again. It's Navjot Singh Jadeja and we are starting with a new topic. Today's topic is string. So if you are joining the lecture from here, I advise you to watch out the earlier videos so that you understand what is an array, how arrays work, what one-dimensional array and two-dimensional arrays are, so that when I am talking about character array, that is string, you could relate to it well. So, what is a character? Character is a storage where we are storing alphabets in a normal language which we get. So, if you want to store that in the memory and use it in the program, then we need character data type. And this is how we used the storage procedure. So, if we want to enter a character A and we are using the scanf function, we use the percentage %C for the compiler to know that we are going to store a character, and then we use ampersand A, which means that it is going to store at the address of A whatever value we entered. And similarly we print using the printf percentage %C and A, and then we can replace those things by this syntax also. We have discussed this in the earlier videos also, that if you want to use a single character and we want to use a particular syntax, then we can use getChar and putChar instead of scanf and printf. So this is how the simple character works in the C programming. But now what we are talking about is sequence of characters. So what is a string? If you're preparing or if you're watching this video in reference to the exam preparation, then the definition is a sequence of characters that is treated as a single data item is known as string. So basically when I say a name, let's say ED technology, so it's a sequence of characters where E, D, T, E, C, H, etc. are individual characters, and that is known as a string. So we have taken an example here. You are the best, and I am sure I know I am best. So let's see how do we put this. Let's put this in the code. This is what I want to use. Then this is known as group of characters which are defined between the quotation marks. And if I want to print like this, like you have already been doing it in the printf hello world, another thing. So if you want to store it in some variable, then how do we declare string variable? So basically it is the character data type which we will be using for declaring string variable. Then the string name, let's say I want to name it as an X, and the size, as I said, I want to enter ED technology, so I will take up the size which is little larger than the name, so I will go with that size 10. And the example is here. You can use the character data type, then the name as in the name of the string, and the 15, and the subject as in the 10 size. So this is how we declare. Now let us see how to initialize a string. So first of all, a lot of people might be thinking, where do we use this? This all string variables, string storage, and other things are used in the background processes in the high level languages in terms of matching up strings, comparing strings. Many of you would have been creating your email addresses recently. Those who have joined the colleges, you are asked to enter the password and you are asked to reconfirm the password. So in the background, they are matching the string. So it is stored in the form of a string, and then we apply different string functions there. We'll see that in the future videos, but today this is an introduction which you can use for you to understand where string storage is required. So now coming back to where and how we initialize the string variables. In order to initialize string variables, first we have to declare a string variable. So that is what you can see it on the screen, a declared array of string characters, and that is of size 5. I want to enter good, so I can do it in a compile time way. We have seen this in earlier videos of how to declare array compile time, I mean initialize the values compile time, and also we can do it runtime, which we will see further. Also remember, very important point, whenever there is the end of the string, you have to do it using a null character. If you're not doing this, basically you might create a garbage value in that particular memory location. You can also do it this way. This is the same thing which you have seen in the compile time initialization in the earlier videos for other arrays other than the character. You can also do it this way. So there are multiple ways of declaring a string array and initializing the value in there. But again, as I said, right here you remember that you have to declare a null character to define the end of the string. So this is how you initialize the string. Reading the strings from the terminal, which is the output screen, which is your runtime initialization. So this is how it happens. The background process is when you declare a string, and as we have mentioned in the earlier videos also, that a string variable or a array will occupy a contiguous allocation on the memory based on the size of the data type. The number of memory locations will be occupied, and this all will be known as one variable. So they will be referred as in single variable accessed single way, and this is how the basic reading is happening. Now if I do this, when I do this scanf percentage %s, now only change from earlier part of the character declaration is, now that when you are declaring a string, you have to make sure that instead of %c, you are giving %s, because now we are not entering a single character. And second change which you would see in the program, so a lot of people who are doing this parallelly would say that there is a syntax error, that in the text, scanf text, and here where I am using, I have not used the 9%. But guys, in here it won't be required, because in the string you don't have to write the ampersand. Ultimately it will go to the string location only. The major reason being it's a multiple addresses, not a single one. So if I were to enter goodbye, I enter goodbye and then there is a break. So the rest of the characters will be ignored. I told you that in the string, when we are using a string, we have to define the end of the string. Also, if you are using %s, it does not allow spaces. So if you have a space in between, it will terminate the string and only store good, not the by. So if I have ed space technology, it will only store ed. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. So this is how it will work. There is also an alternative. You can remove the space and store it, then specify the null character. Also, you can specify up to how many characters in the string would you like to store in here. So that would be defining out of the total number of string. So this defines the size or the length of the string which we are storing. So here it will only store first pi, as we saw %pi_s. So instead of using %s in the string, you can work with getAs text. This will allow spaces. So even in terms of Viva point of view, in terms of interview point of view, or even in the exam, they can ask you difference between %s in the scanf and the get a string. So get a string is the syntax where they will take the string with the spaces, whereas scanf doesn't allow it. Similarly, so if I want to put an output screen like this, so I can use this as in the syntax, which is printf %s, or I can use the puts. So just like getS is for scanning, puts is put string command, the command or the syntax or the function for printing the screen text on the string. So the output would be like this. So this is how you can modify different versions of output string. So these are ways you can format the output string and come up with different things. So that is it for the understanding of strings. We'll come back to next lecture and see different string functions. If you have any doubts, please comment in the comment section so that we can discuss. If you're watching this video directly, please make sure that you are watching the earlier videos before reaching out to this. Thank you so much for your time. See you in the next lecture.